This right here, we gotta spend a little time on this one. Now, people, when there's stabbings and stuff now, yeah, I don't really take too much notice because I always look at it like, you know what? A man who chose that life, it comes with consequences. See what I mean? Simple as I was once a boy. I grew up in a time, and I'm not going to say it was harder or nothing like that, because maybe these youth have got it hard now. But no, but when we were growing up, we had to navigate gangs and all that same kind of stuff as well. And we had choices. We had choices. But one thing that I noticed over the years is that anytime bad things would happen, people get killed, people go to prison. If I've ever been to any funerals of this nature, the mom always has something really, really positive to say, like, you know, about the child. Like, the person will get killed, and then the news will always angle it as though this was like a person who, you know, was just completely innocent. And as the years go on, and some of the things that I've seen even here in Birmingham, and I've heard like stories of people that have ran off with like and all kind of things, I just started to ignore these things, and especially after the Chris Carver case of not too long ago. That was another like slap in the face, I think, to the community, that people were trying to defend that type of behavior. It was crazy to me because growing up, I've seen the damage that mindset does. Am I saying I don't have empathy for those boys? I do, for the ones who don't have a choice, but for the ones who are old enough to understand and that are pulling the younger ones in it, I have zero empathy.
Well, Mark,
So
just
yeah,
please do elaborate. The ones who didn't have a choice, just flesh that out for me.
okay. So there's boys like this boy, which we'll get into now, was in the care system. Now,
Okay.
yeah, you see what I mean? So I gotta elaborate on this because he was in the care system. So you gotta think, I've never been in the care system. That must be very difficult to navigate as a young man. So you may be looking for comfort. So I do understand that I can't compare my personal situation to a man who was in the care system, who didn't have no father present, who didn't have really anyone present. You know, the mom said she had to fight to see him. So when I hear stories like that, yeah. Now, Aisha says everyone always has a choice. Western, Grand Rising, many people in care do not commit crimes. That's a fact, Aisha. But to every 100, you're going to have some rebels. Yeah, you're going to have some rebels. And remember, a lot of these boys that are growing up now, we got to give them some empathy. People hear what I'm saying. They're going on social media. They're seeing designer clothes and all these things that it looks like it's easy to obtain. They're putting on their music. They're hearing all about like drillings and making money. It's cool. It is cool. So as a young boy, it's hard to navigate yourself away from that. Let's not make a man's highlight reel his movie. That's all I'm saying. This boy had a rough time, and I'm gonna get to the nitty gritty. You know, I'm gonna get to all of this, and we're gonna play the mom as well. But I'm just saying, let's understand that the boy was in care. Yeah, we don't know what goes on in care. Yeah, we don't know what he's been through to what made him turn to a gang. We don't know.
Music, as we always say, I've said this for years, based upon your experience, based upon my experience, music is a wonderful and such a powerful and influencing tool. Very much so. Many times I've spoken with my elders, people who have got 10 plus years on me, who I looked and look up to, people of my age, people younger. And I'll always say, look, you know, like when the height of the madness, when that's well, not even the height of the madness, when the madness really started to really manifest, you know, with the split of Inchai and Bergs and Johnny and all that. Then we got you know, before at that time Inchai was still running. Boys in the Hood was popping. Remember the Boys in the Hood?
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, right. So bringing it to our status now, our time when Man and Man was just getting hair on his nuts and all them thing there, right? New Jack City, the Carter, Menace to Society. That specific film, along with your Mob Sleep, aka Mob Deep, and all of that murder, bang, 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 But the point, what I'm building up a picture of, that those movies set a precedent in some of the mindset. Now, prior to that, we watched the stuff and we were like, yeah, man, I could be that, I could do that. But the difference was, Mark, certain mans, don't get it twisted, especially in our city, they were embodying, okay, I'm gonna be that Nino band because I know a man over there who's got that white girl. I'm gonna cook that thing up, Rick Ross style, real Rick Ross, and I'm gonna flood this thing out, man, and we're gonna do it like this. Other people were like, yeah, man, okay, yeah, man, I'm feeling it. I'm gangster too, but I'm not gonna sell crack. Not gonna sell coke. I might sell a bit of solids. I might sell a bit of greenery. You know, might do a bit of couple ram raids or some post office jobs or something like that. Then we can take it down a step further. Yeah, I'm gangster. Okay, I might tax a few other nations when I'm out and about. You know what I mean? I might go to the New Ascot and tax all the youths up there. I might go to Wimley train station and rob all of them people them there. Then you got the person saying, yo, I'm gangster. Yeah, I'm gangster. Okay. I'm not going to rob nobody. I'm going to hurt nobody. If someone wants to bring something to me, I'm going to defend the case and bust his head to the white meats. So there's levels in regards to how the influence of that music is going to affect the people. In the modern sense now, growing year 2025, there's not those optional choices have been removed based upon food, diet, lack of parenting, entertainment, media,
grassroots issues you mentioned in there.
Yes,
that diet is a major thing as well. Yeah, that's a major thing in a lot of these youth. We'll get back to that piece in a minute. But what I'm saying is the care system, that's where this boy came from. He came from the care system. So as I've stated many a times before, there are basic morals missing. Now, back when we was younger, I'll always compare the two. I remember people used to put them little Jamaica flags and boxing gloves in their car. You know why they did that, Noble?
Come on.
Because when man were licking out car glass, man would see the yard flag and said, nah, that's one of the community members, you know.
Exactly.
I'm not going to lick that. We're talking through a Brom lens. Man would say, yo, nah, that's someone from, nah, I'm not going to hit that one. Mm-hmm. And there was actually people who had nothing to do with yard that were putting flags in their window.
Come on.
It was almost like putting a steering lock on your car.
It was an insurance policy.
It wasn't in Brom. That was an insurance policy. That's the level of morality. That there was morals even amongst them, man. Mm-hmm. Now, a boy like this, we're gonna listen to his mom in a minute, but a boy like this has grown up in the care system. It's very flawed. The care system's very flawed, you know. Me and you can go to a chip shop today. You can buy the same chicken I buy. Your belly can run and mine may not run. You know what I'm explaining to you? That different things affect people differently.
Exactly.
This boy's mom said she was fighting to see him. So that means that his mom was absent. He's in the care system. We don't know what he was going through. Somewhere along the line, he's made the choice to join a gang. We got to ask the question of why did he make that choice? Was it comfort? Was it a way to make money? Was it a way to feel protected? What was the reason he joined the gang? It could have been none of them things. It could have been all of them things, or it could have been none of them things. Mm-hmm. But there's a reason why he joined. I don't know this boy's journey. Okay, I'm not sticking up for the decisions that he's made, but I'm saying I don't know his journey. And people that are in that lifestyle do cruel things. And sometimes you probably have to turn into something you are not to protect yourself. Now, what a lot of these boys don't understand is when you're running around with these gangs and you're doing bad things, yeah, a man remembers your face. He remembers everything about you. So to you, you probably don't even remember that you robbed that boy. You probably don't even remember that you done something cruel to him. But he remembers every single thing about the interaction.
Yeah.
And he just knows one day, I'm going to deal with this brother, you know. And that's what a lot of these little youths don't understand. When you're running around committing crimes and against other boys, you're calling them out. Like how Achilles called out Hector. That's what you're doing. And then what happens? Them boys, that one day they might say, I'm Muslim, or I'm not even doing, or I don't want to do that. Like his mom said, he's a good boy. But the boy you've done something to, he remembers you as that.
Yeah, yeah.
So when he sees you, he's saying, yo, I don't care what you're on now.
And
You done this to me back in the day, and that might have created 3 months of trauma. Not everyone can be the bigger person, people. Not everyone is the bigger person. So a lot of these boys, there's a lot of boys walking around with an anger, like, yo, this man done a thing to me, yo, I'm gonna deal with it. And when they catch these man, sometimes they go too far. Like they think, I can stab a man, he'll be in hospital a few days and he won't bother me again. But that, like we've said a million times, a lot of men don't understand the human body, lymph nodes and arteries and pressure points and all this stuff. A man can cut you in the wrong place and you just bleed out. I've seen it many a time where ambulances are called and it takes them 20, 30 minutes to come. So a man will just bleed out. Now what I'm saying is, this is why I say, that I'm old school. Prevention is better than cure. So all I say to people, to youth, is don't bother people. Every action has a reaction. And then these moms, of these black boys, whether Caribbean or African, always come on the news talking about, oh, we used to go to church every Sunday. Oh, we used to do this. Oh, we used to do that. No, I'm not saying a few of these youths haven't been innocent. But the facts are, when you're mixed up in certain road activity, there are consequences. Consequences. And these boys don't seem to understand this. They've all been finessed.
Yes.
They've been hoodwinked into believing that badness is cool. It ain't cool. It's not cool. And all these men keep falling victim to this, all these young youths, and people don't understand. This is why I speak. People, if you've followed us for any length of time, go back. This is the realest podcast in the UK. Go back. We've said it time after time. There's been times where we've said the movies, the music, the message in these things, the message in what these men are sending out. There are people, impressionable minds that are watching. These things are cool. So when men are talking about, I'm making P on the road, I'm doing this, a lot of these boys are looking up to these guys, these older men that are misguided too. They're looking up to them as a role model. He's getting money. You know what I mean? He's cool. A lot of men are making videos. What was it? Was it that group 6-7 where they said the actual gang was active in the road? They got a video with millions of views. Yeah. Man are dancing cool. Gigs is in the video. If you're a 13, 14, people, I've gave you example time after time. My era in Brum, everyone, and I can tell you this factually, we'll take this clip for the YouTube. Any man in Brum can come out on here if I'm lying. There was a time, and I used to be in Hatman every weekend. Everyone was either a garage DJ, a garage MC, or a promoter. You know why? Because you had to be that to have a name if you weren't on the road. Mm-hmm. At any of these men in Brum, there was hardly any fans. Everyone was part of the industry. Every man you met had a crew, had some, my man, these men are spitting. I remember, I used to see it. Them man spit. F them man's my crew from Andret's better than that star. It was just a big thing like that. Everyone wanted to be somebody. So you were either that or you had a name on the road from doing stupid, ignorant stuff.
Ignorance, yes.
Now this boy, he's made bad decisions, of course. We understand that. We understand that he's made a bad decision somewhere along the line. But the facts are, the news ain't going to say it like this. There are two sides to every story. A lot of these youths are running around. I've heard horror stories. Now, I ain't one for promotion of road stuff, but I understand that it happens. I've heard stories, Noble. I've mediated situations where man have ran off with like half a key of bud. You get what I'm saying? And the man's like, yo, he took my pee. Yo, I wanted to where man have had to call elders in. Yes. To say, yo, because obviously man's the elders now on certain levels. On certain levels. And called man in to say, yo, mediate this thing. What happened? Boom, I gave him this thing. Boom, boom, boom. My man, he ran off. Now you gotta pay him, A, B, or C, or it could create an issue. You see what I'm saying? But some man ain't calling in the cooler heads. Some man is saying, "Oh, a man's violated me. I'm gonna deal with it." The road works that way, but there's too much. It's been popularized on TV. Man are running around. Top boy. Yeah, my man's took the food, bruv. Yeah. But that's a show. When you take them things in real life, yeah, that could have been a man's life. That could have been a man's life, and there's not no man better than no man. The most dangerous man is a man who believes he's been wronged. A lot of you man don't understand these things. But because we've watched films and we're listening to music where man is saying, yeah, I'm a bad man and this and that. No, you're not bad. Your dad wasn't no gangster. He was just a lover lost. And I don't use this word lightly. Yeah, that's all your dad was. But because these men have been promoted as some powerful people or whatever.
Idols, man. I idol them is...
Yeah, they're idolers. But this is what I'm saying, man. People are afraid to call it. Look at how much podcasts. Man is sitting down, back in the day and I had the thing on me and I had this and that. Shut up, man. Because you washed up. Man, that's why you're on the couch talking about all that back in the day stuff. Because today, you can't talk about today. Because you're a bum.
Yes.
And these are the mans that people are listening to. I want to listen to these, man, for you lost. You are lost. You're lost. And this is what I'm saying. This is what happens when the blind lead the blind. And what's happening is the blind are leading the blind. These youths need to understand there is a reaction to every single action. Simple. This youth probably done something, that he couldn't take back. He couldn't take it back. And I know brothers who they don't forgive things. They're ready to crash over certain things. And remember, when a man gets robbed, Noble, it kind of gives, it's almost like you took a man's manhood, Tira.
Come on, of course.
You get me? It's almost like you took a man's manhood. So the man's walking around with an ego. He's walking around, he wants to get it back. And he can only get it back from taking it from you. So what do you think is going to happen? So even if you're with a man, and that man does a heinous thing to somebody else, that man remembers everything about the situation. And he's just waiting to run into you again. Now, by the grace of God, you might get someone who forgives what you did. Hopefully. But then you could get another you who says, nah, I'm going to this brother. And that's what we hear time and time again. But when these moms get on TV, facts. But when these moms get on TV talking about, oh, he was such a good boy. Listen.
Get the fuck out of here, man. Please.
Listen, we're going to break it down.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
You're part of the problem, these moms. Because what you're doing is, you're giving them excuses. But what this mom did, Noble, is something different. She spoke facts. And we're going to play that, but come through, because we got a lot to talk.
We certainly do. And it's tiring, man. It's tiring. As a youngster, knowing that, okay, yeah, man's rolling, sets, cliques, crews, clans, okay, collective groups of brothers who are from potentially the same area, went to the same school. There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, man's flipping a little thing. Oh, my man's doing a little ram raiding or da-da-da. I've known burglars and stuff, commercial burglars. Okay, da-da. But warring with other people who are in exactly the same position of you it's never been in my DNA. It's been an alien concept. So to see it for people who I grew up with, to get mixed up in that foolishness. I'm like, we grew up together. How? What made you think that it's cool and it's acceptable to terrorize this whole place that we're in? Brum, what happened to you, brother? Like, what's going on? Fair enough, yeah, you the car's nice and blessed, but there comes a time where it's like, what are we doing? What's the purpose? Well, what happened to you? Why you've got to inflict all of this worry and terror on other people? Why are you robbing people in your own crew? Why are you what? It doesn't make sense. This is insanity, Mark. Absolutely insanity, and it makes me sick to my back teeth. Every time you put on the damn Birmingham Live, You just seen brown faces up there. My man stabbed it. Shoot this. Da da da. And drugs this. Blah blah. It's always
Miseducated.
negative, man.
Miseducated, Noble. Miseducated youth. That section of the youth is miseducated. And they're miseducated. They don't have no morals. So what happens is they believe that that's how they're supposed to move. That's why you see man up on Birmingham Live. That's why you see man's face. Look at some of the crimes man are up there for. Really take a look at some of the crimes that man are literally matching up their life for. There's people out here ain't playing no games, man. Bad business, even on the road, whether we agree with the road or not, it's always going to happen. So on the road, there's people that are doing all sorts to obtain all kind of nonsense to obtain wealth. But the basic moral principles have gone to where back in them old days when I was a youth, a man might say, not to say I was involved with none of this, but a man might say, hold this 5Zs, yeah? Pay me back in 2 weeks. Nowadays, that's happening. A man's running off with it.
Yeah.
Now, remember, there's certain man that will say, dickhead, he ran off with my piece. Cool. But then there's other man who are going to say, yo, you rap, that could have been a man's last. But this is what I'm saying. So every time you're opening up loops.
No, but you know, another thing is that people don't think of the bigger picture again. It's just instant. So okay, you're getting 5, you're getting 4.5 from my man. Okay, then yeah. Who did my man get it off? When you're getting over a OZ 28 grams, right? Generally, the person who you're getting it off, right? He's getting that thing on consignment.
Facts.
It's generally a consignment all the way up to like 3 chains of people. So he's done that. He's got 500 man them who are that's not 500. They say 45 man are checking him, and 5 of them man sting him for 4.5.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh? So how does he pay the man above him? And then how does the man above him pay him? So you got pressure. So sometimes it's not even a man would have been like, yeah, man, and I'm not on a normal type of vibe. But when 5 mans have stung him for like 9K plus, I should say.
Yeah.
Now we're talking like, yo, I'm not swallowing that. I'm clearing like about 5-6 myself profit. I'm gonna pay 9. Nah.
Yeah.
Yo, Stephen, deal with my youth still.
Yeah, man.
Yo, Adrian, deal with my youth.
Let's ride. And a lot of them are. I seen a situation where it was 2 youngsters. One youngster was working for a bigger man still. These men are all of age. I'm talking things, right? These men are all of age, and the youngster gave another youngster a thing and said, "Yeah, hustle that thing." And my man said, "Yo, I ain't paying him." But then the bigger man was saying, "Yo, if you don't bring back the bread, you've got an issue."
Yes.
So now now you're putting him into
a
situation where he now knows, damn, I either got to go hard on you or take punishment from this man. And this is what I'm saying. Once you're wrapped up in certain things, know what you're doing. But all these moms have to understand that accountability is needed in today's world. That these are the facts. Because a lot of us are failing these youth ourselves. I'll always say to these youth, be careful, man. I'll always say, like, anytime I see an angry man who's, yo, I'm this, if I see a man, I always say, this is what I say to them. And any man who of the age who deals with me personally knows this. I'll say, go into the mirror and rant, because you need to get ready for when you meet a brother just like yourself. Because you're going to run into him. And when you run into him, there's going to be one of 2 things that you can do. Take a backward step, but you're saying you're a bad man. You're not going to do that. Or kill him. But just know when you kill him, your life's over. And that's it.